Hey guys, gals. Hey y'all, hi y'all, how y'all doing? Come on in. Come on. Have a seat, pull up a chair. It is 7 p.m. Thursday night at the time this will be going up, which is about 11 minutes from now, so I kind of got to step on it. Had some stuff come up with my granddaughter, and we found out today that she is legally blind in her left eye. We had suspected it for years, but it is so. It is so. She is 7 years old now, and she finally sat still long enough that they could get what they needed to test, well, the pictures they needed about the eye, and yeah, there's no chance that anything will ever be any different with it. It is what it is, and the eye doctor had give us what I would say is false hope for years. Had us try eye drops, patches, you know, stuff like that, exercises with the eye, and turns out nothing could have helped it. What's wrong with this? So, I wanted to make this video on Suboxone to go with my drug series. Suboxone. Is it a drug or is it not? So, I read the paperwork I read some paperwork on it, and actually it does say it is an opioid, and I'm sure a lot of you already knew that, and good for you. Well, and you can probably say it right too, huh? Yeah, well. So, Suboxone is a drug. It's an opioid. Not everyone will agree with that, and that's fine. You don't have to, but this is my video, and this is the route we're taking. I'm not trying to insult anyone, not trying to offend. But, from what I've seen it is, if you can prove me different, go right ahead. Be my guest, and that's fine. I'm not here for conflict. I'm just here. Suboxone, if it's done right, and on a tapering down, gradual scale, I feel like it does help some people. Some people. And it could help a lot of people if they do it right, you know. And of course, under a doctor's care. What it does is it reduces alcohol and opioid cravings. Now, let's try to make it make sense. It's an opioid for opioid addiction. Okay? An opioid to kick opioid addiction. A partial opioid. It carries the risk of dependence. Most medications nowadays, I'll just be honest with you, most medications nowadays do carry a risk of dependence. I mean, even ibuprofen, you know, you gotta be careful out there. Sorry. Physical dependence is not the same as drug addiction. That's what the pamphlet said. Physical dependence is not the same as drug addiction. Physical dependence is when body, mind, and mind rely on a substance. Addiction involves compulsive, harmful substances. So, what they classify as addiction is when we're in active addiction, the compulsion to just do whatever, and, people will build up a tolerance, do more and more. And if they can't get it one place, they'll go another route with it. And if they can't get it the way they're used to, they're more than willing, if you're sick enough, to change it up. And that's how a lot of people start with the needle. If you have young children in the room, please send them to play. I'd rather they not hear me talk about this, but if you want them to, that's fine. I'm just... that's up to you. But warning. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nurse. I'm just on here to help someone else if I can. And I get help from other people also. Things you say may encourage me, as things I say may encourage you sometime. We lift each other up. So, physical dependence is when body and mind rely on a substance. They're talking about when they give you like something, a controlled substance for pain every 6 to 8 hours or so, like your hydrocodone, Percocet, things of that nature. Those opioids for pain relief. If you take them as said, as needed, you're still going to develop a physical dependence on them. But it's not the same as drug addiction, according to the doctors and scientists who did these studies. To me, this is just, to me, it's about the same thing. And I'm sure some of you feel that way too. And at first, when I read this, I felt confused by it. But the more I read it, the more you kind of catch on to the fact that this is I don't know. To me, it's odd, but this is how doctors look at it. Physical dependence is not the same as drug addiction. That blew me away. As if losing your kids, family, friends, jobs, trust, home, vehicle, jewelry, everything you've ever had. Suboxone will take the teeth you have left. It will. There were warnings in the paperwork I read about how it takes the enamel off your teeth. Actually, I don't think that was in the paperwork. I think I seen that somewhere else, but it does, and there's actual lawsuits right now going on just because of this. Yeah, it'll pull the enamel right off your teeth if you don't wait an hour to brush them after you use them. So, that explains why some people have had so much trouble with their teeth long after they've got off drugs and alcohol. Now, is addiction a choice or is it a disease? Everyone looks at this different. Everyone. You're either in two main groups. Group A says it's a choice. Group B says it's a disease. And then, one of the most things they compare it with is cancer. They'll say it's just like cancer, and the other group is, no, it's not. A person with cancer didn't choose to have the cancer. They have the cancer, and they did not choose it. A person with addiction chose that addiction, And I don't know how you feel about that. I've never truly thought it was a disease, but I've never straight out hollered, it's not a disease, it's not a disease. You know how they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder? Well, this is so controversial, all this Suboxone stuff. Choice or disease? Drug or not a drug? Government dope? Government problem solving? Give them enough of what they desire? They'll weed themselves out? I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? So, it's fall break here. The kids have been on it all week. We are in Tennessee. Two things. Two things that fall into one thing have happened. I know I don't make sense. I'm sorry. So, my oldest daughter, her birth father is in UT right now with sepsis from drug addiction, from needle use. He went and had a back surgery, knowing he was an addict. He had a back surgery, and one thing led to another, back on the needle, and then septic, and didn't know a thing. And as far as I know, he still don't right now. So, yeah. And he was living with a woman, staying with her. And this woman is also my fiance's baby mama. They had been together for several years and had 2 kids, both of which are under 4 years old. Well, about 5-6 months back, same thing happened to his brother. So, I don't know, but it don't look too good, but, things happen. Hopefully it won't happen to her too, but it happened to both of them, under her watch, you know. It don't look good, but I'm not saying that she did anything, I'm just saying. Apparently together, these people, are not doing well, and should probably not be around each other, but that's how we do, you know? So, people, places, things, and we're not supposed to go back. We're not supposed to go back. People that you used with in your past when you was in active addiction, it's not safe to go play on those playgrounds anymore with them. His brother made it. Her dad might. You know, and maybe the girl in the middle will not even go as far as these two did, so. But yeah, I wanted to make this video, and actually I thought I would have it up by exactly 7 p.m. and I apologize that I did not, but like I said, something came up. Addiction always involves compulsive, harmful things. And that's what happened. And that is what happens. It happens to us. It happens to our loved ones. And I just hope that we can reach out and do what we're supposed to and be making better choices. I've got quite the run of sobriety myself, but I don't take it for granted. Clean time off of narcotics, I don't take it for granted. I know that, you know, it's not written in blood or concrete or whatever they say. But anyway, see you in the next one. Bye. Good night, guys, gals, everyone.